All right, welcome back to the Athens Film Festival 2025 Creator Interviews. Today I'm here with Bryant Perez, the musician and creative force behind the music video Warning, which screens at the festival this August. Thanks so much for sitting down with me, Bryant. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll just jump right in. You mentioned in an interview, I think with Flagpole, that metal was your first genre love. How does it feel to return to it now, but as a solo artist?
So hip hop was we're breaking up a little bit, but I think the hip hop was my first love, but very quickly, new metal was right there, and then that kind of segued into hardcore metal. So I've always been a metal fan, and was in a band and toured, but almost a decade later, after that breakup, trying to establish another band is just so hard, having to rely on four or five other people. So I ended up just going back to hip hop and creating music myself, and then realized, well, I can kind of create all the metal myself as well. And so Warning was one of the first tracks that I created, and then of course ended up having a music video done for it.
Yeah, I mean, sorry if I got that wrong with the genres there. Um, but yeah, is there anything in particular that's changed in how you approach music or performance over the years, especially, for this song in particular?
So the plans, I think I would feel like I either want to have a backing band or, and create enough songs in the genre to really perform the metal tracks. I'll probably have some kind of fusion like new metal that I'll do solo, on stage. But as far as the full metal project, I think I'm going to try to finish up one song and maybe have one more, a metal release this year or early next year. Probably have a music video for it. And then, yeah, the plans would just be keep building enough so that I could have a set to actually perform live.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Well, we're happy to have you back in the field. Have you back performing and playing. Yeah, you were away for a little while, I read. Was there a specific moment or turning point that made you come back in, especially with this song?
So I went through some depression, forever ago it feels like, and with the metal band breaking up, and then I had kind of an instrumental metal band, and I just remember having a dinner with Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders and the owner of Atlanta Institute of Music, and just going like, oh man, like who knows what could happen? Maybe they'll check us out and we can get something going. But that band also disintegrated, and it just kind of sent me into a spiral. And I got into MMA for a little bit, was considering maybe becoming an amateur fighter, just to test it out. And then COVID hit, and so we couldn't train. And at one point, the gym that I was training at said, okay, we can have like 10 people sign up, and we'll have to also just be, what's the word? Just like there's no sparring, it's just shadow boxing basically in masks. And I was ready to sign a big contract and really start deep diving in and getting ready for potentially a fight. And then yeah, COVID hit, changed everything. And so now I just sat home in my little studio apartment in Athens when I was living there at the time. I lived in Athens for 4 years and realized, well, I have to do something. And it got me back into music. And so started creating hip hop, wrote a song about the passing of my brother, just a bunch of different songs, and then kind of hit me, oh yeah, I want to do music in like every genre by the time it's all said and done, and let me go into metal. So I created this little metal track, which is almost like it would be like an intro to a metal album. It feels like because it's so short, but it was just a good start to just kind of say, hey, I'm not just a rapper. I make my own music as well, and here's just my little dip back into a genre that I love.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what a journey.
Oh,
Absolutely. I
definitely.
feel like that's kind of all the great creative processes are a bit, up and down like that,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
what Yeah, the track itself is it's like about over a minute, but it has a very urgent kind of feeling. I mean, the track is called Warning.
Yeah.
What emotions or themes were you like channeling when creating it? I mean, obviously there was a love of the genre itself you wanted to dive back into, but why this song specifically?
So, I felt like the most aggressive form of lyrics and music can be kind of in the horrorcore genre, whether it be horrorcore rap, horrorcore metal. Something about that just intense violence of like, I'll do something crazy. I've had through the years, through that depression, when I was trying to get back into music, I made some friends, lost some friends, and just had kind of like some haters, some people who told me, oh, yeah, I know you want to do music, but you'll never do it. You'll never do it again. And this is it for you. And, just beaten down in that verbal way. And so when I got to writing this metal track, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be pegged as just a hip hop artist. I'm going to do other things. So it's a showcase of, hey, I can do other stuff that's very different than anything that I'm mainly putting out. And the lyrics are more like, you all have kind of passed away. You all have died in the sense of you're not really doing anything. But I am. I'm never going to stop. I'm still here and I'm pumping out these videos and these songs and trying to perform. And recently, yesterday, just had my first real acting role. So I'm super excited for that to come out. I've done a little bit of voice acting and little things like that. So just kind of trying to hit everything in the entertainment industry because it's something that I love to do. So this one's kind of, the warning is like a metaphorical warning of, hey, I'm here. Where are you? No one gets out alive because I'm doing this. Like, I'm here. Check out this video. And then, of course, my love for zombies um, kind of
Mhm.
played in with that concept of, hey, no one gets out alive. Well, what better way than to put another love in there, which is zombies. So it kind of like encompasses everything I say in, the few sentences that I say in that song, which you'll see at the film festival.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a sick concept. Absolutely. I didn't, have all of these layers, like hearing it now, like, the concept of like people in your past downing you being like kind of, you know, dead and gone in a way.
Yeah,
It's like they're not, able to impact you anymore, really.
correct.
Not anything that matters. So that was really cool. So
Yeah.
it sounds like the idea for the music video and like the cinematic side and the track were kind of very tied up together. Usually people I talk to will like have a track and then we like, well, we figured that this aesthetic would be cool and then we kind of threw it on later, but they kind of sound intertwined.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this one was the biggest project that I've done to date still. Thinking we had 20 to 24 people. We had two makeup artists, and one of the makeup artists, the last thing that they were on at the time was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So
Oh
when we
wow.
had that kind of caliber makeup artists, had a small budget with the makeup, but getting them two on board was such a big deal. And then there was a lot of drama involving this project to get done because the videographer kind of dropped out, was my ex manager. Things weren't done to a
Oh wow.
level that I really needed as far as the art. So I had some friends who worked at a barbershop. They let me stay, let me do the music video portion of it. The other portion was done in my home studio in the green screen room, and had a friend at the time, just take the mantle of doing the videography, doing the animation, and what you see. But we were on the fly when we got there as far as blocking and okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, we're gonna get this person to do this, and just trying to use the space as much as possible. And I
Mm,
mean, the videographer got sick at one point, so it was like, oh
my
man,
God.
does the BTS guy need to step in? I mean, there was so much drama, and but it all came together, and 20 something people, friends, co-workers, just so many people got involved to create this thing. So to me, I didn't want to just make this minute 17 song. I wanted to have this big intro and a little bit of story and like, oh hey, I'm showing up because maybe it's like I'm previewing a song for my friends and something, and then all hell breaks loose. So just incorporating a lot of metaphors, getting everyone involved, and having a good time, and doing something big like that, it just meant a lot to me. So I had to submit that one to the film festival when I found out about it.
Yes, us too. Oh my God. And you lived in Athens, so you'll hopefully be around. Will you attend the festival? Just
Yeah,
asking.
so the plan is I'm a member of Joker TV, which is kind of an underground news outlet in the city. And we are going to cover, I believe we're going to be one of the days at Flickr and Saturday, kind of showcasing more videos, I think I'm gonna have a different music video shown there. And the plan was I attended the one last year, and for like one little night, and I just had such a good time, loved everything I saw. So I'm like, I have to attend next year. And then Mux, who is in the music video of the other one that's being shown, he's the head of Joker TV, said, "Hey, block out this time because we're gonna try to cover, we're gonna attend." I'm like, perfect. And then I was told, oh well, I should submit because they're taking music videos. So I'm going to attend. I'm going to enjoy. My time is blocked out, so I should be there, every night, checking out all the movies, films, music videos, maybe even having a
Awesome.
Q&A. Yeah, the works. So I'll be there.
Amazing. Awesome. All right. I was just checking. I always ask. But I mean, back to I guess like, the community effort of the music video itself, having 20 or so people,
Yeah.
even with the drama and the
Oh
scheduling
yeah.
here. How did it feel to see something that is, a personal project for you become such a community effort and overcoming even like, setbacks on scheduling and like production
Oh,
like that?
it was so much to get it done, and once we lined everything up, had everyone there, had a BTS person just to capture, all the stuff, and it it was so much fun. Like one of the most fun that I've had ever on a video shoot, photo shoot. And then seeing the
Wow.
end result, I did the final sound design on it, and we had issues, so we didn't really have a boom mic, anything to capture good audio, so I had to work with what I had. And that's where I kind of started putting dialogue in reverse and just doing little weird little staticky sounds and things like that to kind of blur it all together. And seeing the end result, with the post credits, the beginning, the actual music video portion, when everything goes crazy, I felt like a teenager again, just watching, a cool music video, and then that extra feeling of, oh man, that's me. I helped put this together. Everyone came in and gave it their all. First time actors, people who may have acted for a while, just different people putting their talents on display, working together, taking direction, giving suggestions. Oh yeah, let's move this, let's put this here, just everyone coming together. That's what was the special thing about it. So we took a picture at the end, I think I have it on the socials, and it's just, I'm proud. I'm proud to have brought that many people together and put something like this together.
Wow, amazing. I mean, yeah, I can't imagine what a feeling. I mean, just an accomplishment in its own, but all the layers of, what it means and how much, of yourself you put into this project.
Hmm.
I mean, congratulations on
Oh,
that.
thank you, thank you. I'm excited to see it on the big screen. That's gonna be a ride.
Yeah, us too. I know. I love film festivals, obviously. Working for one. But you also, I think, have mentioned that, there's a lot of DIYing for a high production horror kind of vibe that you go for.
Hmm.
You filmed partially in a friend's barber shop. There was a green screen set up at home. Did you
Hmm.
have a favorite element of that you were able to just kind of rig together yourself?
I just feel like, I have certain things that I can do well, and then I really need help with all the other portions, So bringing everyone together is really the biggest thing of this all. Having everyone bring their talents and being able to be like, okay, let me see if I can point you in a direction, but run with it. If you got ideas, having that open communication and everyone be able to riff. Everything's not super set. Like I said, we went in there and we started blocking on the go, shooting on the go, trying to figure out all our little bit of a shot list that we had put together. But then when you get there and see the space, things change. So it was that
Mm.
creative, collaborative working together is to me, the most thing of paramount importance. It was making everyone feel comfortable and acknowledged, seen like, hey, I see what you can do. What else do you want to add? You know?
Right. Yeah, I know you've mentioned that, despite the horror visuals, that the shoot itself was very full of laughs
Oh
and
yeah.
community there.
Oh yeah. We all laughed and
What a great
joked, and yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess switching back a little bit to music and music production here, um, you know, what is, I guess, one misconception you think people have about genre labels or artists who don't fit neatly into just one?
Hmm. I will say that some people, looking at on the outside, sometimes people think, oh man, you got it made, or oh man, you must be rich. I think that's a big misconception. Getting streams, you don't really get paid a lot, and for me, it's more about the art. So I've put it out there, I'll play from free 99 to full pay. So so the misconception that maybe you got a video with a decent amount of views, comparatively, to maybe the average, or it's tough. Then the labels thing that happens to me all the time. So I had an ex manager who always introduced me as a rapper, but I'm like, well, I sing, I scream, I produce, I've done some modeling, I voice act. Now I can say I'm officially an actor. Like I do all these other things, but getting labeled, it tends to stick. And it makes sense sometimes. If we're trying to book a hip hop show, yeah, I'm a rapper, okay. But being pegged as one thing when I really enjoy everything, if I had the time and resources, I'd be a videographer and a photographer and an editor and animator. I'd get into all these other fields, but a little bit here and there I like to do. So I would say the
Yeah.
misconception is you get pegged as one thing and that's kind of it. When for me, I just genres. I want to hit every genre by the time it's said and done. I'll have a freeform jazz, country, salsa, merengue. I'll try to hit everything, just because I love it all. But yeah, everyone kind of tends to look at me as I'm just a rapper. So that's the misconception.
Mm. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, being boxed in when you have, I feel, so much to offer can be frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you want to like do so many things, touch every genre, go into videography, photography, acting, all these things. What's the artistic or personal drive behind that goal?
I think it's because it's something that I loved as a young kid. So I think when Save the Music program existed, I was able to play cello and double bass in an orchestra, and I loved music from then on. And then one day turned on the TV and saw, probably not the greatest rap song, but I'm like, oh, I love this, and just expanding. Um, it's something that has been in me since I was a kid. So doing that, and then you see plenty of musicians who are also actors, or actors who are musicians, depending on the label. But I've always loved movies, and I've been writing recently. I hope to direct and produce some short films myself. That's probably a goal down the road, but I have a love for the movies. So I'm the kind of guy that when I'm looking at a movie with my friends, I'm like, oh man, look at this shot. You can see the range. The pole is really up front right here, but then you can see this person and the way and all these little things, or guessing what happens in this show, because I'm just so used to. I know what the writer's probably doing or getting at, and I already know what's going to happen. And then being like right like 80% of the time, I'm like, man, I'm for this. This is what I want to do. I have a regular job, which I'm at right now on lunch break, but I want to be able to be in the entertainment industry as my job. So as a musician or producer or whatever it is in there, that's my passion. So being able to affect people in a positive way or make them feel something, that I think that's what I'm here for.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not every day you find somebody who's so willing to go into everything, it sounds like. So, I mean, that's some real love. That's some real passion, absolutely. For entertainment and, for this industry, absolutely. You also mentioned just like a love for movies. I kind of ask everybody this fun little question, just like, what are four movies or references that you had for this project that you'd kind of recommend for people to like warm up to
Oh
see it at the festival?
man, I mean, it's a zombie music video, so you can
Yeah.
you can look at like some of the top zombie movies, and just kind of go from there. Honestly, 28 days later, 28 weeks later, I saw the 28 years later. But
Yeah.
Georgia Romero's, there's just so many. Just really pick any zombie movies and just know that that's what I love, and that's what you're gonna see. You know, you're gonna see a little bit of, very little bit of acting and just set up, and then the music, the intensity, the style is just fast, quick, and then that's it.
Mm.
It's quick. It's zombie. It's just zombie all the way. So I'd say pick any of the top four zombie movies. There was no other influences in this one. You know, I can't say, oh, go watch Shawshank Redemption because this one scene. No, no. I come in, I say hello to everyone. What's up? I get offered a drink that I probably shouldn't take because it looks really weird, but it's my friend in the video, so why not? And then that spawns that spawns the entire rest of the video. You know, the chaos. So
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I'll have some recommendations to work through then. Absolutely.
yeah.
And I guess, now that Warning is out, do you plan on expanding, more narrative shorts or concept videos in your future?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely, because I feel like the very first music video I put out, which is for Javelin, I fight myself. That whole good versus evil. At the end of that one, I put to be continued, and I feel like I want to expand on that. To me, I also want to shoot a maybe another zombie music video, or it could even be a short film with maybe like a music
Mm,
video version of it. But I would love to at least double or triple the size production as far as budget, the amount of people, everything, and really create maybe a short film for zombies because I still have a lot of ideas within that kind of genre. So I would love to expand it and expand the locations and really be behind more of the camera as well. You know, I like I said, I produced the idea and everything. Had my friend at the time, shoot everything, and we did it together. But I feel like if I can create the storyboard, really even sketch out the kind of how I see things, and really produce a zombie short film, I think that would be. I would love to do that. So I think that might be the next thing as far as that genre.
oh, awesome. Oh my gosh. I was gonna ask actually as my next question, what kind of story would you want to tell with a longer runtime and a full short film budget?
So with that, I feel like I would want to act in it as well, and really act. So maybe have a significant other that where maybe we're at a friend's house, and enjoying things, and we're about to maybe set it back a little bit when we had like CD players, more prevalent, so that hey, me and this significant other, we're gonna go off to the cabin and enjoy a nice honeymoon or anniversary. So phones thrown in the back seat, just CD players, and no radio, nothing. And next thing you know, everything's happening, and we have no idea. And now, boom, we start encountering um, zombies, and there we go. Go from there because that will show. I feel like range as far as acting. I'm in love with this person. I'm also socializing with friends, so there's happiness there. But then later on, maybe there's sadness for whatever reason. Could be
Yeah.
loss. There's anger. There's violence. There's survival. So I feel like I would want to, especially since yesterday I got my feet wet. Officially, I could say I've been in a couple high school plays and little things like that, but I had to learn last night. I had to learn a script and act it and become that character, and I have caught the bug. So I would love to produce, direct and star in a short zombie film where I portray several different types of emotions. That'd be the main thing that would drive the story, the emotion, and seeing that, and seeing if I can do it. Can I cry on camera? I haven't tried that. Can I, just all the different emotions. That'd be the thing to tackle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can tell you're creative if you came up with all of that off the cuff.
Say that
Oh
again.
my goodness. I can tell you're a creative if you came up with all of that off the cuff, just like.
Oh man, I can sit here and just dream and talk about ideas and on the fly, and then when you have someone, if you're co-producing with someone or bouncing ideas with someone, then you feed off their energy as well. And so I'm saying something, oh, what if we do this, and they're, oh, what if we add this, oh, now, well, that's going to cause this, and next thing you know, we've already written a whole script.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, you've been such an amazing interview here. I feel like, just talking about music and, cinematic music videos at that and your journey has been so interesting to hear. I guess as we're wrapping up here, I want to ask, like, what's next for you? I mean, you've mentioned acting, obviously, but tell us a little bit more.
Well, thank you so much. You've been a great host, and hopefully I get to see you in person. And yeah, this has been great. I love chatting with people about passionate things, that we both love, and movies and shows. But for next, I'm just gonna keep trying to release like maybe a track a month. Now with this industry, you do meet people who lie, deceive, cheat, etc., etc. And so with the horrorcore genre, I am on a feature track that's releasing in a couple days on their YouTube channel, Body Bags, but with a four in there. I can't remember exactly how it's spelled right now, but that's a horrorcore, and it's got a music video, so I think that's pretty fun. And then on the 5th, I'm releasing a song that kind of tackles the topic of, the shady people in this industry. I've been deceived. I've had a lot of money stolen. Those negative things, and I couldn't retaliate because of a contract. They finessed it really well, and you learn. You live and you learn in this industry. So I'm smarter because of it. But there's nothing I could do. So for me, it was a release to create a song in the horrorcore genre for that extra, intensity, and just kind of lightly touch on some of those subjects and just get that anger out and that vent. So I think just a couple releases of horrorcore, an EDM track in October. Oh, I am going to have my first audiobook. So I voice acted,
Whoa.
created the music, had a voice actor for the other character, and I'm writing a story. And the animator fell through, so I think it's just going to be a storytelling audiobook. That'll probably come out in October. So that's kind of what I got there. And then play shows whenever anyone wants me. Free 99 to full pay.
Oh my gosh. Well, you've got your hands full, and we can't wait to see everything. I mean, from a couple days to a couple months from now,
Yeah.
we'll stay tuned. But for everyone watching at home, come see Warning at the Athens Film Festival. Tickets are on sale now at athensfilm.com. But Brian, where can people find out more about you, follow you, Instagram, anything like that?
You can go to my website. There'll be some links there about a possible video game that's in the works and other things that we haven't even touched on. Or you can just find Bryant Perez Music on Instagram. That's the biggest social one that I use right now. The website will also take you, to links where you can find the 12 music videos that I have out. Like I said, the video game that's in works, and just other projects and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Well, Bryant, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
Thank you for
This has been
having me.
great. All right, well, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you at the festival.
Yes, absolutely. You as well.
All right, have a good
All right, you
one.
too.